So today's webinar, and you tell me if everyone is ready, we will begin. But today's webinar is focusing on achieving success, and the very new edition of the book that I have written originally in 2005 is now available in a digital form. And if you like, you will be able to get it and download it. The book is really about, some people call it the Bible of beauty care industry and how to become successful in our industry. And I always say success is literally always at your fingertips. So the book was written with this in mind, but most importantly, people have always asked me throughout the years of, Lydia, how did you do it? What did it take? What does it take to achieve a success in this industry? So with all of the great 11 chapters in the book, chapter by chapter, you will be able to truly gain the in-depth knowledge of what it takes to achieve this ultimate success. And, you know, how do you measure success? I tell you in simple words, you measure success by the level of satisfaction that you have in your life. And the most important thing, people always say, how do you do it? How do you still work all these hours? I don't consider I'm working. I love what I do, and that's what I will always suggest to everyone, is really truly find or love what you do if you don't already know it, and you will never work a day in your life. It will give you happiness, it will give you satisfaction, and it will give you love every single day. You will feel fulfilled, and that's what success is all about. But allow me to share with you the steps to that success and what does it take. So first of all, I love this quote from Robert Frost from The Road Not Taken. And the quote is, "Two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference in the world." So not always in life you take the road that's easy, because sometimes the road that's clear might be not the real path to your success. So who am I? For those of you who don't know me, I am Lydia Serfati. I'm the president and founder of Repechage. Repechage means a second chance, and it's a company that I have started in 1980. With so many awards during the lifetime already of over 4 decades in the beauty business, the award that I'm really, really proud of, and it's kind of a good feel award, is the recognition from the international community for receiving the CEDESCO Médaille du Mérite for all of the accomplishments and contributions globally to education. So this award was bestowed on me in September of 2019, only a year ago, but somehow it feels like it was years ago. So here I am. I've opened my first business in 1977, and throughout these slides you will see different hairdos. Okay, this is a perm. In the 70s, the perm was big, so you will see the 70s pictures with a perm. And in 1977, I've opened my very first skincare center in New York City, 1,800 square feet. We had 8 treatment rooms, and I opened it in literally in the center of the city, right off Fifth Avenue on 53rd Street. So what was going on in New York City in 1977? We had huge inflation, horrible crimes. you really had to take precaution walking on the streets after 6 p.m. Does this sound a little bit like what's going on now in the city? Just a tiny bit. But because we had terrible recession, because the business was bad, my dad always said, "One's man's garbage, another man's treasure." So because of this, the rents were really, really not very, very high. And I was able to rent the space for only $7 a square foot and build this beautiful salon. But as a woman in business back then, it was not that easy because no banks would give you a loan because you were simply a woman, you were a minority. And unless you had a daddy or a husband to guarantee your loan, you did not get any money from the bank. So I was lucky that I had my father and my husband and dragged them both to the bank and said, sign it, sign my loan. And I took the loan, and believe me, I could not sleep for days because I said, oh my God, how am I going to get this money back to the bank? And what am I going to do? But lucky enough, everything that I share in this book is what I did in my first spa in Manhattan. Service, etiquette, professionalism, dedication to the very, very best. And this is what has established the salon as well as myself in the career of the beauty industry. So remember, when I started with my own business in 1977, there was no such thing even as an esthetician license. So when I came from Poland in 1970, and I had my aesthetic diploma, I could not work because I did not have cosmetology license. So the first couple of years, I actually had to go to a cosmetology school to get a cosmetology license to be able to practice skincare. You see what I mean? This is how it was back then. So one thing I'm going to tell you, that with your cosmetology license, you have the opportunity to really practice all facets of the beauty industry. So take advantage of it in a very big way. So by 1980, a new hairdo, lots of makeup back then. I feel like I look like Liza Minnelli here with tons and tons of makeup. In 1980, I launched Repechage. Repechage means second chance. And I've launched it with a 4-layer facial. So the 4-layer facial really standardized the professional skincare business. And every cosmetologist in New York City and in United States was able to perform high class, great results, very effective professional facial treatment, even if they did not have 3 years of skincare schooling as I had. So whether I did the facial or someone that just graduated the school, beauty school, got the same results. And people were wild about the process, about the treatment, about the results, about the effects. I put all the modalities into the 4 layers. So instead of high frequency and iontophoresis and a hot and a thermal, everything went in just with products. And the base of the product was seaweed. So I did that whole new concept of holistic, botanical, natural, harvested, sustainably raw material. And this was 1980. Can you imagine? 40 years ago, who was talking about sustainability and who was talking about the green? Nobody. I was. So Repechage today, as you may already know, is an ISO certified company, which means we are following the highest standard of operation. And we are also Sedesco affiliate. We are in over 40 countries and we have over 180 products. So all of it is made with a great deal of science and lots of love. Love is the most important ingredient here. But we test all of our products with independent consumer laboratory to test the efficacy, to test, dermatologists tested on minimum of 50 subjects if there are any irritations. And all of our products always are 100% beautiful for all skin types. The base of the ingredients, like I have already said, is seaweed. This is Laminaria digitata. I call it the jewel of the sea. This is the diamond because it's very rich in 12 vitamins, 18 amino acids, 42 trace elements and minerals, phytohormones, phytotenins, and polysaccharides. The best at everything that your skin needs to sustain life at cellular level. In fact, as you may know, Japanese people consume on an average about 50 to 60 grams of seaweed a day, and their diet is so rich in seaweed. And when you look at the Japanese person at 80, you don't know if they're 60, 40, 50, 90, who knows? They always have beautiful skin, always fabulous hair. So include some seaweed in your diet. Green is good for you. But seaweed gives you great miracle results for both exfoliation, moisturization, diminishing the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines. So you can look gorgeous at every decade of your life. Whether you are 18 or 80, you can look absolutely phenomenal, wrinkle-free, luminescent complexion. This is one of our harvesters. His name is Micah. And we now sustainably harvest the seaweed of the coast of Maine, only during spring and summer, under the new full moon. So it's very well harvested. We prevent, basically you have to understand that some seaweeds can live up to 60 years when they are harvested in the right way. And we harvest our seaweed always by hand, so there is never any injury. This is one of our advisors on seaweed geography. His name is Dr. Professor Charles Yarish, Professor Emeritus of SUNY University in Connecticut. Repechage has been featured in many magazines and many wonderful TV stations. But enough about Repechage. Let's dive into your success and success factors. So the first thing you always have to understand, put always your best face forward, because believe me, before you open the book, you read the cover, you read what's in the back. Image, trust me, is everything. Target your market the right way. What consumers want. It's not about us, it's really about the consumers. Engage in providing delightful details. Assembling the great team. Phone etiquette. Do you say, hey, how are you? Or do you say, good morning, this is Health and Style, how may I help you? With a very wonderful, uplifting, energetic voice, right? So it's all about that first impression that is so important. Battling the disconnect between the various different departments that you may have in your school and when you graduate that you may have in the salons or spas. Going the extra mile and building a very strong foundation are all things that will lead to that great success. So whether it is marketing your products on the shelf, having nice flowers, creating a great team, it's always about this clean skin, clean hair. If you're performing services, one thing that it's my pet peeve, especially with estheticians, because if you're bending down and you have long hair and the hair falls into your cheek area of the eyes, and then I see estheticians doing this. That is an absolute no-no. Don't ever do that, because hair is never clean. Your hands are never clean. Please don't do it. You have long hair, pull it back, put it in a pony, do an updo, do a French twist, do whatever you need to do. But you need to make sure that you're not doing this with your hair throughout the treatment. The uniform is very important. It needs to be spotless, no stains. That's why I recommend to have during a week to have one uniform per day. So you always are cleaning, washing, ironing, and you have a sufficient supply of uniforms. So you're never dirty, you're never spotty, you're never wrinkled. Decide who you want when you finish, when you graduate, but even while you're in school, who are you going to be attracting to have a service? It will be your presentation, it will be your demeanor, it will be your etiquette, it's the way you're going to be handling yourself. So if you want the VIP as your client, you certainly need to pull that red carpet, and you need to, you know, handle yourself in the right way with this type of a client. So you would never say to this type of client, hey, come with me, but you would say, Madam, sir, could you please kindly follow me to my station or to my room? So it's so important. It's the etiquette and the words that you use with your client. You're establishing yourself as a professional. Remember one thing, that we must be nice and friendly, but not familiar. We may never cross that border of familiarity, because I always say familiarity breeds contempt, okay? So friendly, yes, but do not talk to your clients about your private life. Talk about the book you read, talk about the movie you have seen, talk about the food, talk about the nature, the birds. Never discuss your private client with you may listen, because very often people want to just, you know, they think you're not a beautician, you're, you know, a psychologist, but you can nod, smile, don't remark, don't say, oh my God, what a horrible person. Do not do that. Please refrain from that. Think of your customer always as number one. So give them high-end expectations. If you're providing, for example, fusion facial, just as an example, and Mary, it's a berry finna facial. Often maybe a nice berry, you know, drink or a nice smoothie. It's always try to be innovative with relation to the service that you're providing. Chocolate facial, well, maybe you offer a nice chocolate, hot chocolate for the client. One thing I have learned, that very often people come in and they say, I have no time, I have no time, I have no time. But yet they want or would like 3 types of services. So you can have 3 therapists working on one client. One does a facial, manicure, or pedicure, and in 1 hour or 1 hour and 10 minutes, you can accomplish all 3 services. What does that do? Creates great revenues for the school and great revenues for your future salon. So great opportunity. I called it the Menage a Spa experience, a cute name. And in fact, we have incorporated these services in several of the spas that we cater to. One thing I have learned, that although we would like our clients to relax and not talk on the phone, and certainly you can have phone etiquette, at the same time, I find that clients sometimes might be totally addicted to their devices and kind of forbidding them to use them during the service may turn them off. So yes, decide what that phone etiquette is, but at the same time, If you allow the client to stay on their phone, just ask them not to talk loud. If they're talking, tell them there's no talking. They can text, they can email, but they shouldn't be talking because that is disturbing to your other guests. A retail area, a reception desk always should be clean, well stocked with products, and look professional. Some of the delightful details certainly is always in the appearance. I love fresh flowers. It could be, it doesn't have to be very expensive bouquet of fresh flowers. You can pick up some sunflowers on the way, you know, not very expensive, field flowers, just to have a little accent. So when a client comes in for services to the school, they can say, ah, what a welcoming experience. Nothing beats fresh flowers. And again, you don't have to spend $200 on fresh flowers. You can spend $10, $11, and it will create that beautiful ambience in your school or your future spa. Cleanliness is really next to godliness. I have to tell you, nothing turns the client off than wrinkled sheets or stained towels. If you can or have no ability of providing super clean, well-ironed sheets, use disposable sheets, disposable towels, and disposable ropes. There is nothing worse than getting a stained towel. It's a total 100% turnoff. And especially during COVID, everyone is so conscientious about sanitation, sterilization, and of course, not to have contaminated product. Assembling a great team, it's always very important. Nothing beats wonderful smiley faces. Nothing, I have to tell you this. People walk around and they sour, unhappy, moody. I always said to everyone, whether you're in school or you're working as a professional, you're all going to be future professionals, leave all your troubles behind the moment that you walk in. I had a wonderful client in Seattle one time. Oh, this is also in Seattle, Bowie Day Spa and Salon. But one I had near Seattle, to tell you, I forget the city, but his name was Mark Grado. And what he had, which I loved, in the entryway to the staff room, he put on like a marquee sign that said to the staff, "You entering a stage." And I thought, wow, that's a really great idea. I wish I had the picture of that. You entering a stage, think about it. When you open the door to your school, when you open the door to the salon, you are on stage. Be the professional actor. You would not get on stage on Broadway and not be your very best. Think about it. Always, always be your very best. And you know what? If you have problems, you have troubles, reach out to your teacher, reach out to your boss in the future, and just say, I need 10 minutes or I need 15 minutes. I would like to discuss something with you. Don't carry this on your back, on your neck, because you will have a lot of pain right here. And at the end of the day, you won't be even able to move your neck because you're going to be so stressed out. So be friendly, well-groomed, well-educated, team player, leave the troubles behind. Walk in and be ready to work. Phone etiquette. And the inability to reach a human who can answer questions can often very much result in lost clients and lost business. And I know we're in the era of technology and salons and restaurants and spas do booking online, But as you will see when we go through the generations, that is suitable for one type of generation, totally not suitable for another type of generation. So you have to be able to cater to both, or you decide, I only want to cater to this generation and not that generation. But don't shortcome yourself in terms of addressing the needs of your client in the right way. So today, this is one of our spas in India. This is how they greet the clients today. You know, all disposable coats, gloves, masks, shields, you have it. I mean, it's like this. And of course, unfortunately, we live in this pandemic world and we have to take certain precautions. And maybe this is going to teach us at the same time for the future and understand better the importance of proper sanitation and sterilization, maybe something that we were taking for granted over the decades because we thought, well, nothing can happen to us. So maybe this pandemic has, as horrible as it is, has brought some good things as well and allowed us to reflect, think, and decide of how we're going to conduct the business now and in the future. This is another spa, for example, this is in Miami, in South Beach, Spa E, and they totally incorporated the concept of Menage a Spa. So every time you come for pedicure, you're going to have a facial. Those two go together. You know, it's like horse and carriage. And in 1 hour, again, your productivity, your dollar revenue goes up. Facial bar concept. It's a great way for clients who say, I don't have an hour. I don't have 2 hours. I want in and out. Facial bar is a great concept because it allows your clients in 30 minutes or less experience skin rejuvenation. And we have so many wonderful menus, service that they can choose from, whether it is a BioLite Express, whether it is Glow on the Go, whether it is just eye treatment. And you can actually incorporate the eye treatment while the client is having a hair color. So what they're doing for 45 minutes, nothing. And it's very easy to do a wonderful eye contour treatment that will provide terrific results, diminish wrinkles, puffiness gone, and bags around the eyes look much better. So eye contour treatment is perfect for both men and women. And children, you know, your clients have children, bring them in. This was one of the spas that we've opened up in Guadalajara, Mexico. And we gave it the name called Mamma Mia. So Mommy and Me, they have a children's section, and we've created this mini facial bar chairs, little mini bathrobes, and they were really my inspiration for launching the fusion facials, because the fusion facials are chocolate, matcha, pumpkin, and berry. And as the kids enjoy the facials, then they get a wonderful, delicious smoothie to go with the facial. So they have wonderful fun, and then their mothers can enjoy the spa services in another area. So be innovative, you know, always think of the box. Never say it cannot be done, because believe me, over the decades, I have heard so many times people said, it cannot be done. It won't be successful. Nobody's going to do that. So believe me, I understand sometimes where you are, because I have gone through every single decade of my life of how things cannot be done. And I've been always tenacious. If I had a vision, if I wanted to follow something up, I never gave up. Never, never, never give up. you know, when it comes to even doing waxing. So let's say you have a client coming in for waxing, right? Why not to increase that service element while they're there? Why don't you offer them a wonderful leg massage or a slimming leg massage or a contouring treatment? There are so many, every service that you offer today in the school and later on in the salon has the opportunity of being something else. So it's not the same. It's not like the salon down the street that does it. You do a pedicure, incorporate hot stones. You do a manicure, incorporate a wonderful hand treatment with it. Because always, always what I like you to do is turn on the knob, full volume, full experience. Have the client get up from the chair and say, wow, this was the best. Because they all tried something somewhere. But if you do it better than anybody else, what are you going to do? You're going to win. So little things like that. At the shampoo ball, great scalp massage. Whether it is a pedicure, whether you do a little bit of a back rub. And remember, the most important thing, you always have to think of the client, of what is that they feel. Do they have a great experience with you? Building a strong foundation with a male clientele as well. You know, sometimes they are the overlooked in our society. And I think that we should offer for a male clientele that love that whole facial bar service, because they don't even have to get undressed. You just put a cape, you do the facial, remove it, off they go. The skin looks refreshed, deep clean, and glowing. And the facial bar, I have to tell you, is your wonderful opportunity to do a lot of retail. Every service that you do should have a retail component. In fact, I knew that from the beginning. Even though the rent was not expensive back in 1977, remember I only paid $7 a square foot and I had 1,800 square feet. But today, that same place, it's about $3,000 a square foot. But I always knew, it's not like I had back then MBA. I always knew that my retail revenue are very important. So I always had created the 50-50 rule. If we made the $20 service, we sold $20. With a $100 service, we sold $100. This was essential for to sustain the business and to grow the business, to be able to offer my employees salary that is good, to be able to offer, do you know, I was one of the first people, actually, remember this is 1977, to offer health insurance to my employees. Nobody even thought about it. For me, it was like, what do you mean I'm not going to offer health insurance? But at the same time, I told my team, listen, we've got to make this work. And we have to not just work hard, we have to work smart. Every client that stays with us for half an hour, it's a sale opportunity. And I give them an example, I have to tell you, with comparing them with sales girls in department stores. I said, they have sometimes 3 minutes to sell something to the client. And guess what? They have to sell because they have to meet a $2,000 a week quota in retail sales. I said, we have a minimum of half an hour with our clients. Can you imagine? We can sell them the Brooklyn Bridge if we want to. So it was always, and I never kind of looked at it as, oh, sale, sale, sale. I looked at it as an art of recommendation. It was important for the client's skin to take care of their skin at home. It was very simple. I will go through these 4 elements: the market development, spa layout, and perfect equipment. So key here is to profile your customers. I know everybody says, don't profile, profile your customers. And what I mean by that, know who they are and what they want and what is their level of expectation. So here I'm going to profile the customer breakdown by age group. So here is Generation Z, born 1996 to present. They live and die by their iPhone, right? They photograph every single movement from the morning they wake up until the morning they go to sleep. So if you want to market to this client, you need to be savvy with what? Social media. And encourage the client to post on social media the experience that they had with you, okay? So maybe give them once in a while a token of appreciation. You know, maybe it is, you know, a free scalp massage or a free hair treatment or a free lamina mask if they post X amount of times about the experience they had with you. This generation makes the appointments online. They don't really want to talk to anyone. Generation Y, these are millennials born between 1980 and 1994. So very often the millennials are the children of baby boomers, and they are a bit of, I would call them, they have the level of entitlement at the same time because the parents did everything for their children. They gave them everything. So they're a bit spoiled and they're very fast to make a decision. So they either like you or they don't like you. And if they don't like you, they're going to post to their 3,000 friends on Facebook what a horrible experience they had. So millennials could be great clients or they could be a real nightmare. Therefore, you really need to know what they want and what is their level of expectation. But you will have to learn how to really truly cater to that client. They also have not a lot of time. They don't want to spend a lot of time. They're very much into fitness. And they also think that they're going to live until 102. And they're going to do everything different than their parents did, of course. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1981. This generation is professional generation. They are engaged in business. Women of that generation are successful. They are professional. They don't have a lot of time. So you have to really never be late for their appointment. Always treat them with utmost respect and be ready when they come in. So very, very wonderful client, I have to tell you. I love Generation X. Baby boomers, people born between 46 and 64, very different than the generation before them, very active. These are the children of the 60s. They've done it all, tried it all, and they're very much into great lifestyle, holistic approach, fitness, skin fitness, skincare, good nutrition, great client as well. You cater to them with all of the Repechage VitaCura products and the Hydro Blue line. They love that because very often these products are multitask products. The greatest generation are generation born before 1946. This is a generation that kind of says, we are relaxed, our kids are grown up, we don't have to worry about anybody except ourselves, and they love to pamper themselves. So this is the target market where if you provide luxury service, pampering, delivery of meeting their expectation, this is a great client. For male grooming, for example, eyebrow grooming, nostril, ear, earlobes. Unfortunately, men lose hair on the top and it grows everywhere else. For women also, facial depilation, very important at this stage. So just cater to that particular client needs as well. I love the male market. 49% of spa goers are men. And whether you're offering barbering or whether you're going to be offering facial treatments or manicures, you know, one thing is it just requires a little different language when you are speaking to a male client. You don't want to say, we're going to give you softer skin. You're going to say, we're going to give you a skin that's fit, well hydrated, deep cleanse, and moisturized. Better words, that softer skin. Not, they don't want softer skin, okay? So here are some market drivers and trends. Create unique experience. We already have shown you this, but protocols, 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 and always incorporate more than one service with the client. Cross-marketing, partner with bridal shops. The brides need services to get that gorgeous glow. The perfect facial for a bride before her wedding is the Hydra Dew facial or the 4-layer facial. Community support, get involved with so many wonderful things. In fact, in your area of Georgia, one of our clients, Monica and Veronica, you may know, it's the Salon and Spa 313 with Lester. He already had 3 heart transplants, and every year he does a great fundraising for the Georgia Transplant Foundation. Steve Hightower helps homeless children with Thriving Children evening event. It's really a wonderful, wonderful event. We've always contributed. We support also Lang Lang Foundation. The fundamental function of the Lang Lang Foundation is to provide music for schools around the United States, so children can have a music program. As you know, many public schools defunded the arts and music programs from the public schools. City of Hope, it's amazing. Heart Association. I mean, anything that you feel compelled by, it's good to support your communities. This is just a snapshot from Mommy and Me experience in Guadalajara, New Mexico, not New Mexico, Guadalajara, real Mexico. Spa on the go, another great idea for you is, you know, especially now, people don't feel maybe comfortable coming to spa or a salon. You can offer the services at their home. So this is by qualified professionals, and they offer the services on the go. And that's why here you have the Repechage signature facials that are all single dose application. They're perfect to move on the go with them and to provide the client with the superior care. MediSpa is another great opportunity for the future. This was, I was training actually, sorry, pardon me. I was training, these are all doctors, by the way, 70 doctors in Thailand. So we have Repechage in the MediSpa centers in Thailand. And when it comes to marketing, menu development, of course, is important. Today, again, your Generation Z and millennials, they like menu online. So you can create a QR code so they can put it on their phone and see all of the services that you offer. When you're going to be thinking of building a spa or working for a spa in the future, this is my creation of how the spa layout should look. So as you see, a big amount of space is dedicated to express facial bar, refreshments, and retail. And then the spa rooms have dividing walls that can be moved back. So those rooms can be made as couple rooms. Pedicure and manicure all the way in the back. These are some of the equipment essentials for the spa. I like the facial bar chair that we created and the multitask facial bed that can be waxing bed, massage bed, easy to move around because it's on rollers, and some of the equipment. So every single thing you do in the spa, every single square footage have to count. And the most important thing, you have to think of shifting and focusing on retail. I have said to you earlier that without even having a business degree or MBA degree, looking at the statement of what I have to produce every single day, every single week to pay my rent, to pay my employees, to do marketing and PR, I knew I'd be out of business unless I focus 50% of my business on retail. So for every dollar you sell, you got to produce that in retail as well. And here is, according to the latest spa study, if the client buys 2 retail products, there's 60% chance they will revisit. If the client buys 1 retail product, there's 30% chance they will revisit. If they buy 0 product, there's 10% that they will come back. So retail is not only a necessary part for healthy business, it is necessary for business, period, okay? So always educate, 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 and even when you graduate, you continue your education with getting advanced programs. Promotional strategies, certainly wonderful invitation, private events. Hopefully COVID will be over soon and we will be able to engage in person. Seasonal marketing, and we have created some beautiful, beautiful gift sets for this season as well. Instead of buying maybe box of chocolate, they can buy a box of Reposhage products. And gift certificates, you know, sometimes, especially with men, they come up to the counter and they really have no idea what they need to buy. So make sure that you always offer gift certificate opportunity, great gift sets. It's really the way to go. Web marketing, always, always. Shelf talkers, very important. And virtual consultation, you know, if the client cannot come to you, again, do a virtual consultation. You can do virtual consultation for hair, for skin, so they know what type of service they're going to have before they get there. So there is no waste time, and then they don't have unnecessary kind of dead time that, again, you can see many more clients and provide better quality service. Retail display and samples, use samples to your advantage. But if you give a client a sample, put a sticker on it of $5 off of your next retail purchase. So don't just hand samples. Oh, here is a sample. Make the sample work for you, okay? So that's very important. Maybe offer some very special things. Maybe when clients are coming back for the first time, offer them a gift like a hand sanitizer or a Lamina lift mask. And certainly, especially with the Generation Z and millennials and Y, they like technology. So confirm the appointments via text. Very easy. Remind the appointments. Offer special retail products. Offer special offering via text to that client. And social media, you know, I was never a fan of social media when it first came on the market. But with time, I've realized that, you know, I fall into that baby boomer category. So with time, I have realized that it's a necessary evil. You have to be engaged on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on all of those things, because that's where your clients live. And Repechage has such great branding with our shopping bags, with our consumer brochures, with everything that you absolutely can offer to your client. So it's always there for you, and you are absolutely always able to provide the client with the very best in products, best in service, best for your future. So thank you so much for listening to me. And are there any questions, Veronica or Monica, Amanda, Markham, any questions for me?
No, Lydia, this is Markham. I just want to say thank you so much. This was great. And I know the students and all of us will get so much from this. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, Markham, thank you so much. It's our pleasure. And I always enjoy doing these webinars for your team. And hopefully we will continue so in the future. I know we have future scheduled webinars, and I have fun doing them. So I hope that your students, your future professionals enjoy it, and we can absolutely continue to provide you with great education now and in the future. So Markham, thank you so much for attending this webinar, and cheers to Amanda and Monica and Veronica. God bless you all, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.